All right, welcome back to the Career Build Series. This is going to be episode 193, and so we're continuing work on the Ekranoplan here. And so, again, we're definitely in the engineering phase, getting this proof of concept working, making sure it works properly. And so I needed to work on some of the stuff, like, so the wings on here are a little bit short. So, like, if we look at some other Ekranoplans, let's see, where are we at here? This was one of the main ones I'm kind of working off of. My wings are much too short. These are even longer in taper. We can see these are even bigger. They go further forward. I need more ballast in my wings, my main wing section. So I'm going to grow those as a first step in trying to correct my buoyancy issue. I have a little bit of a buoyancy issue, so let's go ahead and correct that. And so the first thing I'm going to do here is I think how I should do this. Let's do it like this. So let's grab all this here. Let's just grab this whole outside section. I want to do it right at the right one past the control surface. So let's grab the control surfaces as well. And so those wing control surfaces, we'll grab all that. Now I want to cut this, and I'm going to move it out. Oh, maybe let's say there. All right, next I'm going to count as I go through here and see where I'm at for how many blocks I'm adding, because I need to do the other side. So that is 10. Okay. 10 blocks through there. As you can see, I want this to have good buoyancy. That's why I'm doing 1x1 wedges in game. That's best. I want to do that. And then what I'm going to do here is yeah, so I should have waited. That's fine. Let's go ahead and grab the other side. I want to grab the other side. If the dog would sit down and stop banging around, I'd be thrilled. But she's being restless at the moment. Okay, let's put it there for now. Grab, I shouldn't have cleared it, but it doesn't really matter. We're at 1310 is where I want to be. Okay, let's go ahead and grab that, cut it, and let's put it back. So I increase the width by 10 on the other side. Go ahead and merge this. Merge, merge. All right, good. Now we're actually, I can do some symmetry here. Should have done that right off the bat. That would have saved me some little bit of time. So we're going to do a float test after this. If we're still a little bit dogged on the buoyancy, I'm going to go ahead and I will stretch the wing further, probably towards the front of the aircraft. ARC craft. The Ekranoplans are kind of weird. Of course, I'm doing these backwards, but this is just holding air. No fuel's going in here. It's not a big deal if these are backwards. Kind of, okay, this is where I start going the other way anyway. It doesn't really, that's why I did it, was the back here. I need to terminate straight, so like that. Okay, so now I kind of know why I set it up that way. There was a rhyme and reason to why I did it the way I did it. Okay, good. And so let's finish this. So this should give us a bunch of buoyancy, and then if we need to, I can stretch the wing forward more, which shouldn't be all that difficult to do. And then, you know, this kind of allows me to get the buoyancy right. I'm also like looking at my reference material and seeing that my wing was just way stubby, which was just going to cause me issues in the future with trying to control this beast. I also am probably going to need some sort of forward control surfaces like canards. You see that on some of these because I have to push this tail down to get the nose up to get any lift out of it. I can fake some lift. That's not the end of the world. All right, so good. So I think we're set here. Added a lot of buoyancy in here. That should help us get a good float. Yep, see, this needs to be finished. All of this can go. So anything I can do to save, to add more air in there gives me more buoyancy. Okay. All right, good. So let's go ahead and let's start finishing this side. This is just when I didn't have symmetry on initially. And then this can all go here. This is doubled up, so that's all extra air volume there. Now let's finish up these, and then we'll be good to do a test. So again, I want to get this done to the point where I can make sure that it's going to work so that, you know, if this is a lost cause. It shouldn't be a lost cause. There's no reason this shouldn't work. It's essentially a seaplane that just doesn't go up very high. All right, so that should be sealed. Hopefully, let's spawn it. We should be able to tell pretty quick. All right, so we're getting a better float on there. Still not a huge amount of float, but it's not bad. I can also add some wing volume, cut the fuel down, bunch of things I can do. But we're pretty good here. So this is a good size. It's not enormous. I like that about it. Let me see if I can get in the cockpit here and check it. Just get in the seat. Oh, I love it. This visibility is good. I like this. This feels to me like an airliner cockpit, which I prefer to like a bubbly cockpit. Plenty of space from the dash. I can have plenty of stuff. Really good nose angle here. Can still put some gauges overhead and in the front. So this is really good. This actually probably drop these seats down one. Let's do that. See how I like it. I don't need. What's that there? Okay. Let's cut that wall out. Okay, good. There we go. And so we actually have, I was going to make it so you pretty much just at the cockpit, but I think we're going to have enough space in here that I should have no problem kind of putting some recreational area in here. I don't know what I do in here. Maybe, I was thinking of doing a rescue version, a non-rescue version. Maybe I'll make one version that just does it all, which would be kind of fun, I think. Okay, I was going to say, where is it? So we're going to have to enter over the wings, I think. Okay, so I like this sitting lower anyway. This is better. And then I can put plenty of gauges and stuff in there. And then as we get out of the cockpit, as you can see, I can walk around here fine. Why is this full of water? Oh, because it didn't seal. Okay, so this isn't sealed. So let me try sealing this. Let me go in the back, make sure the back is sealed. Back is sealed. Okay, good. So that's because of right here. My windows are a little hokey. And so let's see if I can't get something in there. Probably do a window section. This isn't going to be what I want, but yeah, definitely not. Let me see. It's kind of the same problem that I was having. Let's see. So I don't mind this too much. It's a little bit jarring, but it's not bad. I can fix it later. I don't mind that slope there. I can even cut out the twos. You cut out all these twos. That might actually even make it easier for me. This could make it easier for me to finish the tail as well. So let's play with this really quick and see if I prefer this. We just don't have enough block shapes and it's a bunch of XML work for me to try to finish any of that. So let's try it like this. This could be all right. And I might not mind this. No, I don't mind that. That's fine. So this might actually make it easier for me to finish the back here. I think it will, actually. So let's try this. Yeah, this is going to make it easier to fix it. So that is positive. Checking symmetry before I scream and realize symmetry is off and I have massive issues. And there's crying. All right, perfect. That helped. That helped a bunch to get that tail plane finished. Okay, good. So that is better. Let's check buoyancy now. We have instead of having water in the nose, we now have some air in the nose. All right, so wings are going to have to stretch out. The other thing I thought is we have good buoyancy in the front. We do want the front to sit up a little bit higher because we need this thing to get out of the water. And so the wings are going to go down and up. thicker wings are going to help us. They're very thick, stubby wings on an Ekranoplan. Like I'm looking at some of my reference pictures, and they go up as much as you know, halfway up the fuselage, and mine are not that thick. So the point of these wings again is they're big buoyancy centers, and we want that. And so let me go ahead, and I almost was going to cut this full wing section out of the front. Let's go like this here. Okay, where are we at here? Right there. Okay. There we go. Okay. So let's get that. All right. So this will go up one, I think is probably all I want to go down. Let's see if I can go down one as well. That will help me out there. So I need to cut out 4. Am I in the right spot here? I am. Let me see. I need to cut out 4 essentially. So let's see. Cut 4, and then I'm going to be able to go from here all the way over to here. And there we go. So now I have even more air volume in there. So again, the more air volume I can put in here, the more air buoyancy I'm getting. I could also trade, you know, I'm putting some straights in here. I can put in some, that needs to be a straight there. And then this can be like that. So there's a bunch more air volume in there now. All right. Let's go ahead and spawn that, see how that's floating now. So that's better. So the front of the wing, at least, oh, that's not attached. All righty. Let's merge that. Why don't we? That should be better when it actually has air in it and not water. All right, so that's pretty good. That's actually sitting nicely. The top of the wing should be out of the water. The bottom of the wing should be in the water. Trailing edge should be in the water. We have our big pusher here, our polar prop. Nice thin fuselage. Here is, so this is part of my issue. So let's fix our fuel tanks. So I kind of need to enter in on the wing. And so let's kind of get that thought out here. How to do is the question. I don't need to complicate it. I can make it pretty easy. Let's see. But I do want to revamp my fuel holding tanks here. All right, so my liquid holding tanks are gonna get, oh, come on, get out of there, you. Are gonna get revamped here in a second. All right, so here's so this is our main tank here. It's sitting around the center of lift so that we have center of gravity matched up with center of lift. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to try to keep the capacity the same. So we are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And so let's drop this by 2. Try to think how to do this right. Let's drop it down. Let's put it on the floor. I think that's a much better policy anyway. Tends to be what I often do is get it. That will help me get the center of gravity lower. We have to worry about flying and sloshing fuel around all day long. I'm going to cut these out for now. All right. Let's see how we can get this set up and aligned here. All right, so what I want to do is I'm going to put in a too high fuel tank in the bottom here. I can even put half blocks so that I can have greater fuel tank in a smaller area. So I want to double the area where this was. So let me actually undo a little bit here. I have to undo so much here to see where I'm at. So let's not do that. All right, so what I'm going to do here is before it pretty much did the length of the wing. So let's go ahead and say, I'll wing it, giggity. But just kind of figure it out by, all right, let's go there. Let's go here. I'm just going to kind of eyeball it. Just going to eyeball it. So this is going to be our tank. The other cool thing that I can do with this is I can make a firefighting version if I can ever figure out why I'm not getting firefighting missions. forest fire emissions. The Beriev, does fire bombing, does water bombing, and fire bombing is a different thing. And I kind of want to see if I can get that at some point. So let's do a meter, and we'll do a water spawner. Yeah, we're just using water as it's kind of instead of diesel, because I have to have the diesel in my workbench to be able to spawn it. So we're just doing water for ballast and testing. Okay, so let's see. That holds 11,000 liters. What are you talking? A third of that, 2 gallons. So let's talk. We're talking 2,900 gallons. Pretty good. Okay, so that's all I want. That's good. I can still walk along this, not very gracefully, but this is going to be the main area I'm going to operate in. I can even drop this down one more. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to continue this fuel tank, and we'll drop it down by 1. Yeah. Okay, so let's do this. I know I'm a little annoying with this, but it's going to make it just work much better. So we'll do the cockpit floor like this, drop it down like so. If I want more capacity, I can always put in wedges, half blocks, and that will give me more capacity here. So let's go all the way to the back. Now let's cut down by 1. So we want it pretty much this plane all the way back. This still allows me to walk. It allows me to get in and out of this without having to crouch like a weirdo the whole way. And because I want the door to get in over the wing. And so that's kind of the plan there. So let's go ahead and put a fluid meter and a spawner. I can cut both the floor out to make it cut the floor out to give me more capacity and lighter weight, and I can also cut this top tank cover off. I'm making these I'm making that one pink just so that I can easily find the meter, so I know where to read it, so I don't have to hunt for it the whole time and look for it. Okay, and there's a hole. Awesome. It spawned with water in there, so there's a hole somewhere. Oh, I know where. It's under the cockpit here. So you can see I didn't close this off. So let's go ahead and close this off. Like so. Okay, so that is there. That's enclosed now. All right, good. So let's spawn this. So now the whole length and breadth of, yeah, pretty much length and breadth of this is counteracting that fuel volume that will be in there, the ballast, which will be the fuel product that we are going to move. So that's 8515. It's a little bit lower volume, but not a big deal. 8515 is 2,200 gallons, so that works for me. That's plenty. All right, so this is good. A little claustrophobic in here, but not bad. I kind of want it to feel like a smaller airplane. Good viz in here, good headroom space. We'll have plenty of gauges, dashes, all that good stuff. So let's see where I want to go with this next. All right, so let's work on, so the center section here needs to come out. I want to get this tested, I really do, and so I need to kind of get something running. Oh, that needs to stay. How about that? Those don't? Okay, good. All right, so this is kind of just showing me where my, how much space I have in my engine nacelle for engine. So I'm going to do a real basic, probably manual control. I want this in the air. I want to see where I'm at with it. Okay. You need anything there? No. Good. So this is my engine space here. Where is it? Right there. Okay. Keep this enclosed. 2 towards the engine. If I can get this up to a 9 to 1, it's a pretty small prop. 9 to 1 gear ratio would be kind of nice. Let's do a T pipe for an accessory gearbox. Let's do a clutch. This will also kind of tell me what the weight of my engine's going to be, and that will help me figure this out as well. Where are we at here? There we go, crankshaft. So I want to extend this nacelle out further. That nacelle is getting too squashed too soon. I want to make sure I have plenty of engine in here. And I want to make sure I can do what I want to do with it, so. Okay. So what are we looking at there for cylinders? Count them off here in a second. That's a 20. All right, so that is a radial 20. You know, an X20 really, but not really radial. We can't really build radials. All right, then I want a crankshaft. And then I want a belt drive. That was going to give me all 4 options and allow me to pump. All right, good. So that is where I can go to. All right, so let's check it. Probably need to come a couple. Oh, come on, get out of there, you. And then probably I'm gonna go one more. Okay. There we go. All right, and so let's clean this up here. All right, and so this will set us up nicely to have plenty of space to put all the things I need to make this engine operate. That one needs to go. All right, so I want to kind of, it would be nice if I could get this running and do a flight test. Again, it just needs to skim off the water. It doesn't need to be ultra maneuverable. It just needs to be able to operate around. So hopefully I can get this kind of up and running pretty quick. That would be nice. All right, there we go. And you can be filled with your wedge. Okay, good. So that's my new nacelle. So let's check the center of gravity didn't barely move. I figured it wasn't going to move. Generally I have wing fences on there. I'll put some wing fences on there. So probably cut here. I haven't done it yet. I've been meaning to do it, so. Okay, pain. You're a pain. Being a pain here. Let's go like this. Oh, it needs to move up one. There we go. Okay. Wondering why it wouldn't let me place. Okay, so we have some fences on the end here. They generally stick down. This helps trap the air underneath the wing. Of course, we don't really have to worry about that in game, but that's the point of it, IRL. They're actually pretty squared off, but I think I'm gonna do a couple. We'll do a 1 by, and then we'll do I have a 2 I can reach? There we go. All right, so that's kind of my wing dams, my air dams there, and I might extend them, but I don't know. All right, so that's pretty good there. Control-wise, I need a large rudder underneath here. Let's set it in the water, see where we're at. So I need to be able to steer when this is in the water. I don't know why it was rocking and rolling a little bit more. So we are about, so pretty good. So all the way up to here, so right just before the tailplane ends, we're pretty good at, or the horizontal stabilizer. Pretty good to add it there. So let's go ahead and karate chop that out of there. Pick the largest fin we have. And that is now our water rudder. That will help us steer in the water. All right, so I might be able to have enough force to pitch the tail down to get this nose out of the water, but I'm going to probably cheat it and help it with some fake stuff. So let's go ahead and let's try some stuff. WS, let's test out control surfaces. Up, down, I don't need right now. AD is going to be roll. Okay, and then that's going to be flaps, inboard flaps. All right. I'm going to try to do a really simple micro for this engine. I just want to get it running. Do I? Let's do this. I have not yet to save this. That's very dangerous. Ekranoplan. I really should have saved it a long time ago. Stormworks is actually pretty good that when you if your game crashes, usually it has saved a backup pretty recently, and so you actually I've had some times where it's crashed and I didn't lose anything pretty whenever it does it. So it's actually not too bad on that front. Okay. Let's see. So one of the reasons I want to save is I want to get an engine up and running that I can hopefully just port over. I'm trying to think what is running pretty well here. I don't like to keep, I pretty much start over every one, or I highly modify something, and the reason I do that is just to because I want everything to be bespoke. I want it to work for a particular vehicle. It is annoying, but the benefit of it is it makes it so that I don't want that. Do a throttle. Is things work for the particular vehicle they're supposed to be in, and so they really work well instead of, I start by Frankensteining, but by the end of it, I've ripped out a considerable portion of it to make something pretty bespoke and purpose-built for that vehicle. Okay, let's go 1, 2. Let's configure the seat so I don't, before I get annoyed that I left those on toggle. Okay, that's good. Let's go down to, I want some good granular control here. Let's go 10% on that. Let's do a blank microcontroller. Let's just quickly put a function of 0.5 in there. So I want this really simple. And then I'll go in later and fix it. So number input, number output. Okay. I'm not even going to label them. This is just going to be super dirty here. All right, so this is going to be fuel air there. It's going to be fully, configured stoichiometry later, but again, I want to make sure this works before I spend, 20 hours on it and then realize, oh, it's not going to work. Let's do some manifold pieces really quick. Join this X engine up. Get all the banks tied together. All right, so this ties the banks together. I need a starter. And then I should be able to pull off, seeing this single engine, I should easily be able to pull off pretty much any of my single engine builds and throw something on there. And actually kind of like, I'll even do a lot of my tutorial builds just because that's easy for me to go back and to configure it how I want it. So let's do air. I'm just going to do infinite fuel for right now. I just want this to run. I want to test some things out and make sure it runs. So I'm going to do infinite probably to start with. Yeah. So this will go, throttle goes there. This goes to fuel. This is air. Air is going to go to here. We shouldn't need exhaust with with this not connected to anything with when I do infinite. Is this a 9 to 1? 9 to 1. So infinite fuel is going to be our best case scenario, and so I can actually, you know, it's gonna perform worse. So if I get good performance out of this, I have to figure that it's gonna be a little bit worse without it. So let's go ahead and let's do a control check. Make sure that we have infinite fuel and electricity are on. I didn't hook up the starter. I need to get in here and actually check the control surfaces first. Elevator is connected correctly. Aileron, I'm doing a right turn, so the starboard one is incorrect. That needs to be fixed. Rudder, I didn't hook up. Okay. I think the rudder's probably default connects correctly anyway. So let's do left, right. Now, where are you at? Left, right. Left, right goes to my rudder. This aileron here, I can only imagine how sluggish this thing turns and how rudder dependent you are on this. So that's how I'm going to make this fly. Of course, I've never flown one, but that would be my opinion as somebody with some experience in the in aviation of how this thing would probably feel like it would fly. Okay, left, right goes there as well. Let's make sure these are facing the same way, or else my water rudder is not going to go the right way. That is correct. Okay, good. The control surfaces are good. Let's see if I can't get a start on this. So 6 maybe. 6. Let's go to starter on 6 here. Clutch. I want 100% clutch. So let's see. Constant number. So I want the clutch all the way up because it's gonna turn the props with it. I'll probably do a starter disconnect at some point or a lower clutch number just to get the prop started a little bit faster, but I'm not worried about it right now. All right, cross fingers. I think we're almost there. This is gonna be my throttle. I need prop, so I need another throttle. And this is gonna be my prop, so I'll just set this here. I actually want this one. I'll set by hand because you leave your prop at a certain level. All right, so we're good, I think. Let's try to hopefully get a start. I'd like to get this sucker flying. You know, it doesn't have to go high. It doesn't have to behave a lot. It's just going to skim the water. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, I already have a problem. One of these needs to be inverted here on the axis. So there we go. They need to be contra-rotating propellers. So. All right, that's better. They're going to turn the same way. Now they'll turn in opposition. So. All right, we're up and running. Let's start going about 10%. See if okay, so see how it's trying to swamp us? That's something I can fix with some fins. So presently I am at about 10% prop pitch. All right, that's fine. What I can do here is very simply, I'm gonna overdo it. I'm gonna put trim tabs in, and I'll put them right in the nose here. They're gonna be visible for now, and then they will not. Oh, come on, what am I doing here? F. I keep pressing F instead of J. My hand's just in the wrong spot on the keyboard. All right, we have 2 of those. So this is gonna be my trim tabs. Let me go ahead and let's make. Oh, come on, get out of there, you. Up, down, sticky, 5%. And then I can fake this later to make this work later. So where's up, down? Up, down's right here. So this is going to be, where are they? Ugh, how did they not get stuck on there? Come on, man. Making my life difficult, this. There we go. There, so let's trim that. That should help keep my nose out of the drink. And so I'm just going to manually trim it. I have a system on the Cormorant that does that automatically for me. When it senses water, it automatically operates some fins. It also does them in the back to help get me out of the water. So you see I'm pitching them up. So this will help push that nose out of the water. And the reason is the propellers are above the center of gravity. So they're trying to push, they're trying to tip us down. So we need to counteract that. You can actually also do it with the props, with the pitch of the props to counteract themselves. I have that on the Cormorant as well. So that's something I can do on this later. Okay. Let's set up to like 30% maybe. Okay, am I going the wrong way on this? Trying to, okay, I was trying to trim my nose up and I was going the wrong way. So that's 100%. There we go. I'm getting some more speed. I need to kind of see what my speed's going to be here. So 9 to 1 is probably too much. Probably putting way too much load on this engine. Let's go down to a... No, I don't know. Let's just go right to a 4 to 1. 4 to 1 might be... Right, let's do a 4 to 1 gear ratio. See how that treats us. If 4 to 1 works better, I should have just... I don't know. I was going to say I should have just set the... these front ones here to 100%, but that's spinning much faster now. Okay, let me do this too. Alright, so we're getting much higher RPS. That's normal because, you know, we're adding more load. That's fine, I can fix this, so. Alright. I can do that with these. Let me try this here really quick. These here are going to up, down. Let's go to these flaps here. See if I can't get the whole, if I can get the whole vehicle out of the water, that will help. But again, I've got the Cormorant working with these types of systems. I can port over the systems. I just want to get this in the air, see how it works, see how it's flying. Let's do this really quick too. I want a linear speed. I want to know what kind of speed I'm going. I'm not going to be able to get off the water until at the very earliest 60 miles an hour, about 30 meters per second. So I really need to kind of see if I'm getting anywhere close to that. If I'm not getting anywhere close to that, I need to start working on that as well. So just, you know, a bunch of stuff to work on here. All right, so that's going to be our speed there. Do those need to be reversed? Let me check the flaps probably need an inverted signal. Let me check. Yeah. Okay, now that's fine. I've got it set up correctly, so. All right, so hopefully this lifts the wings up and out. I don't know why it's tilting a little bit, but we're good. All right. These flaps aren't really helping maybe because it's not letting me keep that down. Let me overdo this. I'm just going to keep doing this until, you know, like I said, I have a system to make this work already. I just need to add it. So instead of, again, I just want to get this proof of concept working. If I can get this proof of concept working, then I can add the systems to the cormorant, and it's pretty quick and easy to get that up and running. These I'm going to disconnect. I don't want to screw with these flaps yet. I just need to keep my nose out of the water. That's essentially what I need to do here. So the other thing I can play with is the pitch on these props here. So I know I'm going to add another throttle here, but let's go symmetry off. Delete that. Let's grab another throttle. Let's go like that. Let's go ahead. I just put it sideways so I remember what it is. And so what we have here is we have pitch on the actual propeller, and we can use this pitch to counteract the fact that, so the reason why we're tipping nose down is this is much higher than the center of gravity. So this is trying to push the nose down. If it was down here, try to push the nose up. If it was down here, push the nose up. And so you ideally want it center line. Well, you can't do that because it's going to hit the water. And so that's why you have to put it up and you have to counteract for all these things. Normally what they'll do is they'll actually angle it so that it pushes, angle it down a little bit so it's pushing this way and down. But so what we're going to do is we're going to actually tilt the propellers to do that. So I don't know which direction yet. I have to test it and play with it. So let's go -1 on that. Let's go sensitivity. Oh, we don't want too much. 25% spawn. Okay. So that's going to allow me to trim the propellers to try to fix this as well. So I'm not going to start trimming the propellers yet if I don't need to. All right, so I need to start trimming here. I haven't started my fins yet. All right, so I'm trimming my fins. You can see the fins in the front. That's starting to bring my nose out. Okay, good. So those are at 100%. Let's start going here, see if I can't get this to not dive my nose. I'm going to use my tail as well. All right, so see how we're nice and flat? I haven't even used the propellers yet. So I need to see if I'm getting enough speed. No. So I need to get more speed out of this to get this out of the water here. Let's start trimming the propellers just for test. So I can tell what direction I need to go. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't want, you know, this is going to be a very small movement to get this kind of trimmed out. Yeah, we need like 30, so, I know the noise is annoying, but they'll all be fixed again. I'm just trying to get this to kind of work proof of concept for me. So let's go to a 6-to-1 gear ratio. See if I can't. I need more thrust. I do not have enough thrust. I could put a turbine in there, but, you know, that's premature. I should be able to get enough power out of this. I just need to get figured out. Let's see. Trying to trim these as well while I'm at it. Okay. I can kind of cheat it out of the water where I get the RPS really high and then slam it, the prop. I just need to unstick from the water, but like that. Yeah, see, it doesn't really help all that much. What are we looking at here speed-wise? We're going slower. I need to get this unstuck and on the top of the water. I don't know which way the propeller needs to go to get me, get my nose up, frankly. The other thing I can do too is put a lifting surface on the front. I need to get that nose out of the water to get some speed here. Okay. So Operation Get the Nose Out of the Water is in effect here. So at all costs, we need to get this nose out of the water. Is essentially what I'm trying to do now. So let's go take a couple fin rudders. Let's actually do this. I don't care about ugly right now. What I want is I want this to work, and then we can go from there. Symmetry. So these I think have the greatest effect per the amount of space they take up. All right, and so then let's go ahead and let's grab, where are we at here? Where are these going hooked to here? And I'm gonna increase the sensitivity on the up down. It's just taking too long for me to make changes. All right, so we need to get the nose out. If I can get the nose out of the water, we can start gaining speed. Sticky, let's do 25%. Let's try a 9-to-1 ratio. I should be able to get a 9-to-1 out of this. There's no reason why I shouldn't be able to get a 9-to-1 out of this engine, especially running infinite fuel. Okay, let's try to get this thing. All right, so I need to figure out what direction I'm going here. Okay, so they're all facing up. That should help me. 6. There we go. It's a big bump in speed. We're close. We're close. See how we're gliding on top of the water now? So I'm going to use the wing fences to help us with that and the nose. So we should be able to make this work. 19. We're close here. I need like at least 30 meters per second. So let's try this. Let me try to slam it out of the water. Almost get it to pop out of the water there. I think I was at 3 when it was really getting close. So I don't need too much to get this. Okay, so I'm gonna put some fins on the wings, get those out. A lot of this I can hide and trick. Again, a lot of it's using kind of the dynamics of Stormworks to get it to function for us. And so like these, like I said, are much more effective, just the space they take up, than the bigger ones there. So we'll put these in here. If I can get these out of the water, once this gets out of the water, I'm starting to get, the drag goes way, way down. And once the drag goes down, I then don't need as much help to get out of the water. Once the drag goes down, I gain speed because, of course, acting against air is going to be less work than acting against water. So like the Cormorant has this issue, and I actually use, I only use 4 of these little fins, and they automatically try to get it up on plane and out of the water. So they help me unstick it. So I can show you that here too. Let me get rid of these. These could be adding drag. All right. The other thing I could do is add more fin in the front for lift. A lot of them do have canards. and that will help me as well. So I have a bunch of stuff I can do. So let's go ahead, let's go trim these up. I'm going to watch them and see. It should be up. Yep, see, up. Okay, good. Let's go ahead, 6. Let's go to 3 here on this. So you see how much higher it's picking it up out of the water? See what speed we're getting now. We got to be getting close here. 26. We have to be getting close to getting this out of the water. Okay, let me start trying to work with my pitch here. You have to be getting close here. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's go canards. I was kind of thinking canards might have been something we needed anyway. It's starting to look like canards are something we definitely need. So let's go ahead and let's just do this for now. Let's grab all of this. Let's go ahead and we'll copy that. And so I'm going to put canards up front here. You'll see these Ekranoplans actually have, you know, these again, probably for this very reason. All right, let's merge. All right, and then these need to be flipped because they actually need to go the opposite direction. Because instead of pushing the tail down, they want to pick the nose up. All right, and then these will go merge there. So the more vehicle I can get out of the water, the greater the likelihood that I can get this airborne. So this is going to be, where's WS? WS goes here. All right, let's try this. Our engine might just be a hair underpowered, and we have infinite fuel on too, so I actually wouldn't mind running this as a turbine. I don't really have any other turbine crafts, so let's go up trim on our water trim. So I set this system to be automatic, so essentially if it's in the water, it pushes those up to get it out of the water. So yep, so you'll see the front one's going to give me, I actually like the look of it too better. It's going to give me a lift trying to pick the nose up. That's going to push the tail down, trying to angle the nose up to give our thrust a way to push up. All right, good. So let's go ahead and let's start it up. Let's go to 13%. So it looks like the engine is still trying to push our nose down, and I can't get this nose up at all. So let me try to screw with this prop pitch here. We're still a little slow here. I'm trying to counteract it with the prop pitch. So up, there we go. Okay, the prop pitch was enough to counteract it. We are airborne. Nice. All right, so this is only going to fly like, say, oh, I don't know. I forget exactly how high they used to go, but you want to stay in ground effect. We're doing 57 meters per second, so we're doing 100-something knots. Once we get in the air, I can start playing with this a little bit here. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Don't get too slow there, guy. The little bit pitchy just because I have my these fins. helping me as well. Oh, whoa, whoa, come on, man. I have to be careful. Those are really sensitive. All right, so we're airborne. So proof of concept, this works. That's where I wanted to get this video was, once I know that this can work, it's minutia, it's playing with it. So we're going over 100 knots here. Let me check my speed really quick here. 63 meters per second. So let me do a quick calc. Sorry, you're going to have to listen to that noise. Meters per second to knots. I should know this. 28 something? No, 194. Okay. 122 miles knots. So 15% more would be miles an hour. So let's test our actual flying characteristics. I like the way this flies. This flies really slick. It's heavy. It's kind of bulbous. I have way too much pitch authority. That just means I need to cut down the sensitivity, but I want to get I haven't got any pictures for my for the videos here. So let's grab a picture. You know, so we have an Ekranoplan. This is going to help us bring fuel. Now remember, this has fuel in it already. And so by having some fuel in it, you know, we were able to get off the water with a bunch of ballast that will not be there at all times, you know, so this is like the worst case scenario. So, so as you can see, this is going to skim the water. I'll work on the engine, so I'd like to keep the propeller system the way it is. I want to keep it diesel, but I might, you know, I might screw with turbines. I don't know. You know, is it economical enough? Oh, there we go. Is it economical enough with the... No, this is a good test. Those fins are barely tipped up, so let's see if I can get it out of the water. Okay, good. So I need to have the propeller counteract. So essentially what's happening, let me tell you. So, like, look at the propellers. See how they're wobbling? So what I did there was I pitched the propellers. That is counteracting the fact that the... because the center of thrust is higher than the center of gravity, it's trying to tip the nose down. That's counteracting that, essentially. And so I'm going to trim this here. And so this is going to fly just over the water. We can go 100-something knots. I would like a little faster, but, you know, it doesn't bother me if I can't get this, you know, get faster. I don't want this to be too OP. The point of this is to be able to go, and when we need diesel or something, or just want to do some fun fuel trading, we can do that. Also, we can do rescues in this. Let's do some of this here. Let's go override weather on, wind. I want to see what how this performs with waves. You know, what I'm going to do is set a max altitude. This shouldn't be able to go very high. This has to kind of keep itself low. And so we have an Ekranoplan that is working. So this is the whole point of this. You want to stay in ground effect. That's where the drag is the lowest. You want to skim waves. See if I can go under the bridge this time. There we go. And so, reasonably... Ooh, I'm going to hit the tail, 100%. There's no way I don't hit the tail coming out, especially seeing that I'm... not in the cockpit when I... Oh, we missed it. But yeah, you know, this definitely... won't be flying high altitude. This is going to be, it maneuvers a little bit better than I'd like. I need all that pitch authority just to get out of the water. Once I'm out of the water, I'm good to, you know, not need all that. So, but again, this is going to cruise. This is going to have a pretty simple autopilot system where you know, set altitude and just it's going to skim the waves, and it's going to, you know, help us go do fuel trade and stuff like that. So this has a full, what was it, 2,500 gallons of water sitting in it. And you see how quickly it took off? That's because we have all that wind helping us, so it's actually pretty reasonable. But so I need to tune up the engine. I can run with a diesel. I can run with twin counter-rotating propellers. I might be able to up-gear it again. I'm not sure. Let me see what I'm looking at here. 46. Let me see if I can take out this here. So the way the Cormorant works is when it's in the water, it uses that propeller system to, It uses the propeller pitch to counteract the center of thrust being above the center of gravity. Once we're in the air, I don't really need that. So what I'm doing is I'm taking load off the engine because it no longer needs to try to pitch using the propellers. So as you can see, I took it all the way out and we're still fine. That's going to be something we need in the water. So all those systems are on the Cormorant, and I can port those systems over. But this is going to be a fun little vehicle. We're going to be able to do fast fuel runs. You know, we can do rescues in this, and so because I kind of cut the tank out and put it along the floor, we can put seats in there and rescues, and we can do both missions and that. I'm probably going to do just diesel transpo with this. That way I can use the main fuel tank as a method to transport the actual fuel this thing burns too. So, you know, we can fill the tank up, say 10%, which is the fuel this needs. We'll go grab fuel for the mission, for, you know, fuel trading, and then I can use the same tank. So this is flying pretty well. It's a little bit, like, see how responsive it is. I want it a little less, but I need all that pitch authority until I get out of the water. So what I'll essentially do is I put fluid sensors on the bottom. If it detects it's in the water, it will give me more pitch. If it is out of the water, it will give me less pitch so that it's more stable. And I could probably run it through a pit and kind of fix all that too. So, but we have a nice working Ekranoplan here. Moving pretty fast. What are we doing now? 69 meters per second. Let's see, what's that? So we'll just double it, but you know, 134 knots. So that's pretty reasonable. I like to get it faster, but again, the point of this vehicle is to go and get us fuel economically. We're gonna do some rescues quickly. We should be able to take off and land in this heavy of seas. What are we at here? 50% wind. So I'm happy with this. Should have no problem landing in here in 50% wind. So this is a nice rough draft. Nice proof of concept. It's working. And should be able to turn this into a fun vehicle to incorporate in the career build series. So I kind of want to take a departure from what I had been doing of just mining, and got into this. And so some of this I'll build on screen, some of this I'll probably do off screen. You guys let me know how much of this you want on the screen and off the screen. You know, but you know, I'll kind of play with it. I'm going to port in some microcontrollers from other stuff. I kind of have to decide that. So let's go ahead and save this up. This is working well. I can get in and out of the water pretty reasonably. You know, I currently have a lot of these in here, but I doubt that I need all of this. I probably need a very tiny amount of these, and that just helps me get out of the water. Of course, we don't have some of the aerodynamic forces we'd have IRL. I didn't incorporate flaps. Flaps right around the center of gravity should help me get up out of the water. It should push the most massive section of the vehicle up. And that should also help me get out. Canards was definitely the way to go. The canards helped me get right out. The prop pitch is also counteracting the pitch down moment of this, so I can even try some procedures to get that to work for me. So I'm really happy with this. This is working well. Let's go ahead and save it. And I hope you guys enjoy that. A little bit something different to do. I don't know what the next episode is going to hold. I'll kind of play it by ear and see what I'm feeling. And thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you guys, and we'll see you later.